Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Thursday, June 20th, 2013. Well, Uncle Ben did not say the things I think that the market wanted to hear. Said that QE, quantitative easing, will begin he'll begin to pull back sometime in the future. He's telling everybody that the economy is slowly improving and that he might be interested in raising interest rates and slowing down the pumping of $85 billion into the U.S. economy each month. But really, ladies and gentlemen, I need to ask you this question: how long can that really continue? And now there's rumors that, I guess, the president doesn't have a lot of confidence in him. So I think it may be that Washington, the White House, is setting up for an excuse for the markets to really pull back and saying that Uncle Ben, or the Treasury, or not really the Treasury, but that he overstayed his tenure, and he's up for quote-unquote renomination or re-election, I guess, the end of this year is what I heard. I didn't know that there was a term. I thought you were just it until they didn't like you anymore and then they got rid of you, but I guess that's not true. So on tap for today, we have jobless claims at 8:30 and home sales in the Philly Fed survey. And the Philly Fed survey, if I remember right, is pretty much confidence kind of a thing, and there's not a lot of confidence here in the U.S. right now, especially with some of the shenanigans that are going on with the G8 summit. So with that in mind, we jump over here and we take a look at what is happening this morning. Well, we were at about 76 when I first opened up this platform this morning. We're now at, we were at minus 76. We're now at minus 121. And gold was only down about 5%. And now it's down 6%. And oil is down 2.5%, moving back towards our 95 bogey. We almost hit 100, but not quite. So things are looking a little bit negative out there right now. So how did the Nikkei do, just out of curiosity? Don't really know how it did yesterday. Let's take a look at a chart. That's really the only way we can tell, because I think it's closed. So where do we go here? This trading plan, I had it up, reading through it. Make sure you do that before you do your scans, so we can close that out. Now we'll say that we took care of that particular item. So actually, it's not doing quite as bad as, for instance, the E-mini, which is right here, which is not doing so hot. So the other thing I wanted to say is that here's basically the open for this year around 1460. So we're going to see, and there's a lot of resistance there. So we're going to see if that's going to act as support, and we'll go back, I don't know, 1 year, I think a couple of years ago, the S&P 500 year to date, not year to date, but year over year, that particular year, which I think was 2011, it ended up basically flat, which was kind of strange. But anyway, looking a little negative this morning. So the bears are out, and people like Sosnoff and all the rest of the traders that like to trade short, that like to take on short positions for the bad times, are probably ready to have a party. Okay, so that's pre-market. from our position perspective, Amazon, remember we put a bail alert out on that yesterday, and we can see that we're practically at 100% profit in pre-market. That may change, but I do believe that Amazon is going to probably open a little bit down. Closed at 278. We're at 274, 276. So it's probably going to gap down. So feeling a little bit better about that particular trade right now. What is going on here? Option chain. That's very strange looking thing. This must be part of the new release, that you're going to get the headers in here whether you have a chain open or not. Yeah, that's I hadn't noticed that before. How about that? Okay, what else happened yesterday? I got an alert on LinkedIn. And we'll take a look at that chart right quick. That's that thing. I don't want to look at that. Okay, so I got an alert on LinkedIn, and I was watching it, and it just kept going up. So I said, all right, I want to buy back my short. And it turns out that that may have been a mistake. So I bought back the short for $6.50. I collected $2.75 for it when I opened this trade. So I'm down $3.75 just on that. The 185 short 185 call right now. So I paid $1.91 for the 190 call. And so I need $5.66 in order to be whole on that. And it's at $3.50 right now. So that may have been a mistake. And there's 4 of them. So that's could be an owl. But, on the other hand, we have a Russell here. We have Amazon that's probably going to turn out well. We have Celgene. That is a bear call. Chipotle is a bull put. We'll see how that one works out. Gold is a bear call, and we have 5 of those, so that will help a little bit. Google is a bull put. I'm not sure exactly why we're getting this kind of information here on Google. It's kind of a weird one anyway. Goldman Sachs. We don't know. We'll check those when we do our scan. And I want to talk about another trade. So, alright, we're ready to get into our scan. I want to talk about another trade that I've been thinking about for the Profit 10 portfolio, and that's on the spiders. I'm thinking about this double calendar here. It would be a July-August double calendar. The way that it looks right now, if I was to open this thing, would be like, well, what are you doing, Mr. Guru, sir? This doesn't look like a very good trade. Well, it doesn't. But remember when we talk about how calendars profit from volatility spikes? So if we're going to be heading down, and between the Fed and Washington acting like as though they actually are the economy, things are not going to look very good, I don't think, for the next month or so. So if that were to be true, we could, spend this amount of money here, which would be like $190 roughly, rounded off. And then if we pull back, and these are both put calendars, and if we pull back, add 5 points to this volatility, you can see what that does to our calendar. And it's looking very, very profitable. So we're looking at a 63 or 163 and a 152 put calendars for July and August. The short would be in July and the long would be in August. You could even push this out a little bit further if you wanted to, and you can make it wider. We can reset the parameters and change these. You can fool around with it. Maybe I'll make a separate video on that and fool around with it and decide what you want to do with it. But this one looks pretty attractive for not very much money. And I'd probably do somewhere between, I would do more than one, so I'd probably do somewhere between 2 and 5. So now if we add that 5 points to that volatility, now we're talking a very nice looking, lowest profit here would be 266 on $190 risk. So if things work out that way, and that's always a big if, and 5 points may be a lot, I really don't know. I mean, even if you change it to 3, it's still looking pretty good. So there you are. You double your profit here if we gain only 3 points. That's worst case. And we're good all the way down to, let's say the 150 level. And what would that look like on a chart? 150 is down here. So that would be kind of a big move over the next month, but not so totally unexpected, because we did get a pretty darn good move in 1 month here, and we know that the market always takes an escalator up and the elevator down. So keep that in mind. Alright, let's just jump over and do our scan for today. And we'll start out with Apple. And why do we start out with Apple all the time? Whoa, now we got some nice range bars here on Apple. Went from 431 to 423. And I think we're going to actually start a downtrend here. We have the 50 MA just turned red. So we may be in a new downtrend, but no entry. So we're looking, I'm going to move this over here a little bit. We're looking like as though we have a new bear direction on Apple. Amazon, we have the iron condor on that. I had a bail alert set on there. I'll leave the alert in. I don't think it's going to trigger today, but I'll just leave it in. Oh, yes. We're in an uptrend. And stochastic is high, so there's no entry on that particular one for today. BIDU. We were looking for a hook here. I don't know that we are going to get a hook. That doesn't look real good, does it? But you just never know. It may come down here, kiss the 50, and bounce back up. Only time will tell. But here we have a nice long-term. Oh, yeah, look at this. We have a really nice hook on the weekly here. I'm going to have to think about a trade on this. Let's take a look here. Maybe something longer term. I don't like to go out. Oh, that's 2 months. That's a long ways. That's a long ways out. I mean, we would like to see something that would give us lots of open interest. And that is this column here. And there's not a lot out there on the call side. There is on the put side, and there will be more. Quite sure. I mean, looking at next month's expiration. Yeah, I mean, you could grab here like this one, even with a delta of 30 at 100, which is a really good spot. That's a really good spot, I think, because what you have here is a psychological resistance point here at 100. I don't see it acting as resistance anywhere along here. Support, not really even as support. I don't know, I might think about that. I'm sure it's going to head down this morning. And that's a nice credit too. That is definitely a probability. So this is a bear call at 100, 105 for July for BIDU. I'm throwing an alert on this. I'm going to do it based on, I'll do it. You got to really prove it to me. So we'll throw our alert there. And we will, this is based on this hook here. That's a really nice looking, and we get confirmation on this candle. We're still getting in on this candle here for this week. So that looks like I would be willing to bet we'll probably be jumping in on that. Yeah, we're running a little behind her. Oops. Okay, Celgene. It's kind of a special day though because, Celgene, we are in a bear call on that for July. We collected 75 cents on that one. No secondary entry showing up here. That one looks really, it's being reinforced here on the long-term chart. Everything looking pretty good there. CF. Wow, that was strange. We'll see how that one works out today. We're still looking for a hook on this. I'm going to put an alert on it. No, I'm not going to put an alert. That's violating rules. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait to see. This is no longer valid. So this is our new target. We'll see if we get a pullback on that today. Looking for that hook. Chipotle. We have a bull put on that for July. Still in a very strong uptrend. We're just going to keep a look at it. Going to put a bail alert here. I think I'll put it right here. See if it taps that line, that particular price level. Excuse me. For today, 362 roughly. Doesn't mean I'm going to bail if it hits that, but I just want to know about it. Gold. This is looking really good. We jumped in on this, actually with 5 lots on that one. So I'm pretty happy about that. Collected 43 cents. That's a $250 trade if it works out, roughly. Google. Let's see what Google's going to do. Come on, come on. All right. Considering how the market acted yesterday, that's not too bad. Pretty confident in that one at this time. Goldman Sachs. Another bull put. Maybe showing signs of some weakness here. So I think I'm going to put a bail alert on this one too. Probably prudent to put bail alerts on practically anything that is bullish right now. LinkedIn. Ooh, yeah. I could be in big trouble with that one. I'm going to put a bail alert on this one also. This is actually a panic alert. I'm not always right. And it's a risky thing that you do if you do like I did on a vertical spread and you buy the short back. You're hoping that long continues to run to make up for it. And it needs to get in the money. And in the money is way up here at 190. So that could be a bit of a challenge here. We'll see what happens. I could just take my lumps and get out today too. MasterCard wasn't very affected by the announcement yesterday. We'll see how it works today. I'm not going to put a bail alert on that one. Netflix. They didn't seem to care too much about Uncle Ben either. Excuse me, but we are not seeing any entry there. Take this out here. So no entry indicators on Netflix. Priceline. They didn't like it. Everybody owning Priceline stock probably said, you know, this might be a good time to get the heck out of here. So that appears to be the story for yesterday on Priceline, but we're in an uptrend and no entries on that. Panera. We're in on Panera with, yes we are, with the July bull put. I don't have it marked on here. I do not have it marked at 175 or 180, so I'm going to have to mark that here. Oh yeah, I don't want that either. Hang on, I'm not going to waste your time. Okay, there we go. Magically appeared. We got in on this yesterday. Didn't put this down in my notes. So that was my mistake. But we did. We're in on this. I'm not going to put a bail alert in on this at this point. I'm just going to wait to see if it's going to pierce the 50 here. So we're not always right. So we need to keep an eye on this stuff. And then finally Visa. Visa did not have a good day all day. And there are no entries uptrend, no entries on the stochastic for that. Alright, so here's one last thing that I'm going to do. I have my alerts in Thinkorswim set up so that it calls my cell phone, sends a text message to my cell phone, and when I get a text message I have a very loud ringtone on that. And I usually keep that in the kitchen, which I can hear from the bedroom. So what I'm going to do here is on the ES, I'm going to put an alert in case something happens overnight. And where might I be concerned? At what level might I be concerned? I would be concerned right here at this 1460. So that's where I'm going to put an alert. And we're going to say at or below 1460. So that is going to probably wake me up if the ES overnight hits 1460, or of course anytime during the day. Alright, that's it for today. It was slightly long, sorry about that, but hopefully it was worth it. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.